I was searching for my actual solar eclipse glasses, because if you still choose to view at this point, you'll see now the moon exiting, the shadow of the moon now exiting. So we haven't even returned back to full solar radiation coming back to the Earth. And what we'll notice is the temperature's now already rebounded. Yeah. We're back up to about 70, 71 degrees. It dropped ultimately, and we're going to look deeper into the data. We suspect we probably dropped 7, 8, 9, up to 10 degrees.
Right.
Perhaps even more, as we had full blockage of that sun right at totality.
We were trying to gauge it ourselves. I want to talk to you a little bit about the weather conditions that we had leading up to it, the concern as far as cloud cover was concerned, and what we have now.
It was, amazing. We were standing out here because we had that high-level cirrus deck of clouds that came in, and you heard it from meteorologist Ryan Weekman, you heard it from John Birchfield, you heard it from myself. He said, no concern with this. It's going to obscure perhaps maybe some of the stars and planets. Maybe that's the only thing we lost out on with the cloud cover. But once we went to totality, you could see the sun's corona.
Oh, very clear.
You could see some of the very vivid features that were, that electromagnetic energy, the pulsations of that plasma that's really exploding from the sun, that magnetic field. You could visibly see it, and you didn't have to have your solar glasses on at that time during totality. And it is something that, even with that little thin cloud cover we had, it had no impact on us being able to view this incredible experience.
Which was great for not only us, but obviously the other communities around Northwest Ohio, because as you said last week, things flipped.
Yeah.
The southern U.S. was not getting the best show.
They did, and it was a disappointment for them down toward Texas. For us, if anything, too, the cirrus cloud deck kept some of the thicker low-level clouds from developing, some of those puffier cumulus clouds. If you were behind one of those, you would have missed it. So I could say with confidence, everybody in Northwest Ohio was able to see this total solar eclipse in totality and experience something. There was no letdown for this. There was no disappointment.
Absolutely incredible. Well, we want to check in with Tim Miller and Kaylee Kirby, who are at the University of Toledo's campus. I'm sure you guys are starting to see a mass exit there too, like we're seeing here.
Oh, I think I heard Kaylee say pretty mass exodus over there for Imagination Station. Kind of the same story here.
UT, right.
The only people hanging around are over at the food trucks over kind of over our shoulder. But man, Tim, I need to know, what were your thoughts on being able to experience? Granted, we know it was only a minute and 27 seconds, but still a lot of fun.
Yeah, I thought it happened really fast, but to be able to see that totality was just, that was like the money moment, right? Yeah. You felt everything get a little cooler, things get darker, then right there at 3:12, the oohs and the ahs from the folks. You got to take those glasses off, and I know there was some debate on the morning with them amongst the morning team.
Yeah.
Who I posed the question, who's gonna cry on Tuesday or on Monday afternoon? And you all said that I would, and it didn't happen, because I'm not that kind of person, but I got a little, a
little choked up.
A little choked up, maybe.
It is.
No tears, but
it's kind of emotional. You hear everyone, they get excited. They're like, oh my gosh.
Right.
And then as it happens, they get silent. And it just kind of washes over you. You get the goosebumps. I know I got goosebumps.
I got a little goosebumps
and
too,
it was already cool out here, so it was really such a fun experience, man. I can't even really put it into words how awesome it was seeing it, even though it went by so fast.
It did. I felt like, I feel like it's already, already seeing the diamond ring as it was emerging, but just looking up at the people, taking the photos of each other, of their family members. We've seen a lot of families here too, not just UT students. So just an overall tremendous experience. You talk about something for so long and you're like, wait, it's already over? But I think everybody here took it in.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked to a couple people already as well. You heard once in a lifetime, you heard magnificent.
Yes.
You heard so many really big words to describe what this was. And when you put it into perspective, we just witnessed something that a lot of people will never see in their lifetime. That's crazy.
And we knew it was going to be a big day and that so many people were already going to be here in Northwest Ohio. But when we saw that the weather turned in such a great direction for us in the last few days, we knew it was going to be a fantastic day. We also know that people came up from other areas that maybe weren't expecting to come up to Northwest Ohio.
Yeah.
But we put on a show today here in our beautiful state, didn't we?
Special spot right here in Northwest Ohio.
Yeah, we sure did. Man. It was great. It was great to witness it and experience with you and John behind the camera here too. It's been a fun day.
I wish I could rewind and just experience that one more time.
Yeah,
more time.
So much fun. Hey, we know someone else who really felt the emotions was Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers. Chris, how are you feeling now about an hour afterwards?
We're going to bring Chris back in here and talk a little bit about it. Tim wanted to know from you exactly what you were feeling as that moment happened.
It was everything I could have imagined and so much more. And just to know that we got to all share this moment at that exact moment together was just a phenomenal experience.
Yeah, I mean, just the difference right now in the temperature, obviously from what we had. And I know everybody's like, well, that's what happens, Jeff, when it gets dark outside. But it is just a phenomenon. Right, it is a phenomenon. I feel like the humidity's picked up a bit as well.
We were down to about 63.
Yeah.
We were down to about 63, and we're back up to 72 right now. So it was a pretty quick rebound of almost 10 degrees.
Within an hour.
Within an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and when you lose the sun like that, and that quickly and that dramatically, it makes an impact like that. And we're just so thankful. And to think of all the possible scenarios we could have had in early April,
right.
Relief is another thing that comes to my mind, because it just would have been very heartbreaking to see such an event that was so moving and monumental that we wouldn't be able to see, and just to know that everybody here in Northwest Ohio had that opportunity to see it, and I certainly hope you made the best of it.
Well, you and I said on set last week, we said, heck, opening day for the Mud Hens, beautiful, gorgeous, couldn't have asked for better, and that was the earliest they had ever played an opening game before.
We were 2 for 2, right? we struck out on Powerball. That's the only thing that we missed out on. Maybe next time around, but you know what? I'll take this over that. It feels like we hit the jackpot right here in Northwest Ohio. Just having totality and to be able to experience that, it's a memory that I'll have forever.
Absolutely.
It didn't even feel real to me. Like looking back, it feels like a dream I just had.
Still
like we
doesn't.
just kind of are back to reality now.
It was fun talking with some of the kids too. I was able to talk with a few of the kids that were out here. Of course, a day off of school for them.
Yeah.
And I said, a day off of school, not a day wasted. They learned a lot.
Not.
And hats off to Imagination Station, because they have created a learning environment for all of these kids, not only looking up at the sky, but they're still out here doing crafts and taking that stuff home with them that they have done here on the grounds of the Imagination Station.
Many of